This is the type of eye I normally use for my characters. Using a spherical eye, I'll make a UV sphere, rotate it so its top point is facing forward, apply all the usual modifiers and materials, and apply the black materials to the front. This is workable if you're making a more realistic character whose face can work with a truly spherical eye, but if you're making a character that's slightly stylized, you might want to squish it down so it's a bit flatter in the front. But how do you rotate it to make them look around? That's not how eyes work. We can use something else to fix that. Turn it back into a sphere, then click it, and in the add menu, go to lattice and lattice to form selected. Then Ctrl P to parent it to the lattice with lattice to form. Lattices let you squish down an object without editing its actual self, which has a ton of uses. This is a new option in 5.0, which makes the lattice fit the object right away. So if you're in an older version, you'll have to add a plain lattice and scale it to fit the object, and then parent with lattice to form. Now, if we scale down the lattice in object mode, it'll squish down our eye, but you can actually still grab the eye and rotate it, and it'll stay squished thanks to the lattice. But how do you rig it? Well, the same way you rig a spherical eye normally, but since I haven't told you all that, I'll tell you now. Select it, move the 3D cursor to selected with Shift S, then add a bone and tilt it forward so it's sticking out of the iris. Then duplicate it and put it in front of the eye. We're going to make the eye bone always point to the forward bone, so you can decide where to make the character look. So on the eye bone, add a damped track bone constraint to it, and select the front bone in the constraint. Now it's following the front bone when we move it. Then we need to make the eye copy its rotation, so add a copy rotation constraint in the object constraints section, and select the eye bone in that constraint. Then we want to set both of these world spaces down here to local space, and then change replace to add, so it keeps the rotation we had before, and just adjusts it according to the eye bone. If we move it, you can see it's not following right, so we need to invert it on the Z axis. That'll be perfect. You can also add a third bone to the middle of the face, and parent the front bone to it. So if you parent the other eye's front bone to it too, you can move both eyes at the same time, which is way more convenient. Now how do we parent all this to the head bone of our rig? We need to keep moving the lattice along with it. It's pretty easy. To parent the lattice, select it, and then select the rig, and go into pose mode. Select the head, Ctrl P, and parent to the bone. Now the lattice is following the head, and since the lattice pulls along the eye, it works. For the eye bone, in edit mode with the rig, just select the eye bone, then the head bone, and parent with keep offset. That's all you need to do. You can parent the eye master bone to the head too, but it isn't as necessary, since you might want your character to look at a steady object while the head moves. In that case, you could use a child of constraint to parent it to the head, so you can turn off the parent when you need to. This is how the setup looks in my rigs, with all the custom bone shapes set up too.